It's really a fantastic opportunity to talk to you about issues related to mental health. Let me start with a really basic question. Why should we be worried about mental health to a greater extent today? My sense is that the issues of depression and anxiety have been with us for decades. In fact, the very first World Health Assembly in 1948 has a resolution on the importance of mental health to all aspects of physical health. But today we've seen additional crises. We have what are called the deaths of despair, a combination of excess alcohol use, suicide, and drug overdose that is driving life expectancy for the first time in 50 years in the wrong direction in countries like the US or the UK. We're seeing that we now have a rise of mental health conditions coming out of the pandemic, particularly depression and anxiety in young people, something which we're going to have to tackle far more rigorously. And finally, we're seeing that the consequences of the social media that we understand have had so many beneficial effects are now leading to a range of mental health concerns, particularly in young people, leading the Surgeon General of the US just recently to announce a major push on the need to tackle this. Well, let's say, what can one do? To my mind, the first question is to tackle stigma. Without addressing the stigmatization that people with mental health have, we're going to be unable to address the need for treatment, for therapy, and for a supportive environment. Unfortunately, we have the media using words like crazy, mad, deranged, when they should be talking and understanding and empathizing with people who often have profound mental health problems. We have physicians and healthcare providers who have a very deliberate priority to focus on physical health as opposed to mental health, probably due to their training, but also due to some deeper bias. If we don't have a sustained effort to address stigma, we won't make progress that we need. Let me turn to another issue and raise the question that people often talk about: what is the link between mental health and substance abuse? In my mind, the two are so intimately linked. People with profound mental health, depression, anxiety, obsessive compulsive behavior, often seek out substances, be they illicit, alcohol, tobacco, and in many parts of the world now marijuana, and illicit drugs as a means to alleviate their own suffering and their own mental health issues. Once they get into that cycle, it goes the other way, and the substances themselves can have a profound impact on further worsening mental health conditions. The problem is that we too rarely integrate the two in terms of treatment and approaches, and even the language and funding. That is clearly needed. Let me end off on a positive note and ask the question: what are the interventions and approaches that we could be taking at a greater scale that would complement many of the medications that work and a lot of the therapy that works? And to my mind, there are two big ones. One is a greater promotion of the value of physical activity to both prevent and address the consequences of mental health. And secondly, to relook at the amazing evidence on the power of spirituality. And by that I mean prayer, meditation, immersion in nature, and a range of issues where people get a greater sense of purpose beyond themselves. All of those have been shown to alleviate and prevent some of these symptoms and issues related to depression and many other mental health problems. I hope these thoughts provide a provocative chance for a greater discussion. Thank you very much.